Okay, I'm actually seeing you following your instincts in this card, and in more than one situation actually. There are a few near misses, and I think you followed your instincts and that got you through some things. Yeah, I'll focus on this one situation that I'm seeing the strongest here. There's this situation I'm seeing someone might not have been believed, I think, and this is someone who you were close to. And I think you knew they were telling the truth. You knew that. So part of this was about following your instincts and kind of knowing that. And the other part of this was about going against what a lot of other people were saying. I'm just getting this feeling of total belief. You know, you totally trusted whoever this was. You trusted their word. And yeah, I think they were going through a lot emotionally, maybe even mentally at this time. And, you know, it's not as if you've had the smoothest time with them either. I think you've had a few ups and downs with them. But I think, you know, you cared for them anyway. I think your care for them was a lot deeper than any kind of ups and downs you'd had with them. And yeah, I'm getting this feeling that they might be recuperating from something. I'm just looking at this man who's kind of lying here resting with all these swords above his head. So they're recuperating from some kind of emotional problem. And I think this problem that they had was brought on by someone else. And this is where you believed them. It was like your side against, sorry, not yours, their side against someone else's side. And you kind of took their side. So yeah, if this is resonating, I think whoever this is, they're probably going to need a bit more care, a bit more nurturing before they're ready to get back on their feet again. And it doesn't have to be physical nurturing that you're doing. It might be that, but it might just be the way you're speaking to them. You know, you might be helping them, talking to them, making them feel better and all of that. Yeah, I don't know if this is what's happened to them. I'm just seeing this. It might not be this, but I'm seeing bullying. So maybe they've been bullied in some way, or maybe they felt as if they were. So if that's what this is, I can understand why you'd feel very protective of this person and why your instincts would be to believe them. So that's what I'm seeing in that card. Okay, so the next card you have your past is the Page of Cups. Okay, so I'm seeing love in this card. I'm seeing love messages. I'm seeing some conversations between you and someone else. Sorry about that car going past. Okay, so yeah, I'm seeing some text messages as well. So you've had, text conversations with someone. Yeah, and you've had some face-to-face conversations, but I'm seeing a lot of texting. Now, there is positivity around this relationship. But I'm not seeing a lot of depth here. That's what I'm seeing. You know, if you look at this page, you know, he's funny. He's wearing kind of funny clothes, and he's kind of looking at this fish, and it's making him laugh, and he's on the beach where it's all kind of fun and holidays and all of that kind of thing. So he's very light-hearted. And the feeling I'm getting here is, I think you would like more in-depth conversations. I think you'd like more in-depth conversations with this person, this love connection. I'm definitely getting this feeling of you wanting them to think a bit more about you, a bit more about your ideas and your opinions, because you have some really strong opinions. You have some really interesting opinions. I always see that in your readings. So I think what you'd really like is to be able to have, debates and conversations and conversations that really push things, really push ideas around and kind of think about them without anyone taking things personally or feeling a bit insecure and all of that. And I think they do feel a bit like that. Now, I think they might be keeping things a bit light-hearted in conversations and things because they might be a little bit afraid of being judged, maybe. So if this is resonating, I think this might have been going on for a while, actually. I'm seeing this situation kind of building up, and you've kind of seen it over and over again, and you're kind of getting a little bit, oh, this again, that again. Oh, they're doing this again. That's what I'm getting. Now, the thing is, I think they do have the ability to have these really deep conversations with you, but it's sort of like, it's almost like their ego or their self-perceptions are kind of stopping them. They're kind of getting in the way. I don't know if this relationship's serious, but from what I'm seeing here, It looks a little bit like they're wanting to, or so they're not wanting to get above a certain level here. They're kind of not wanting to get that serious. That's the feeling I'm getting around this. And I think that might be a little bit of a defense mechanism, maybe. So I hope that makes sense. It's like, oh, I don't want to get into these conversations because then I'll show that I'm not really that smart, or I don't know what I'm talking about. They do know what they're talking about. They do know. They have that, they certainly have the ability to push themselves, but they don't want to do that. And that's kind of frustrating you. That's what I'm seeing there. I hope that makes sense. So the last card you have, your past, is the World. Beautiful card. Okay, I'm seeing something quite deep here. I think you're ready for a change. I think you're ready for a big change. I'm getting this feeling of, let me break everything down. Let me go back to the start. I want to grow again right back from the start. I want freshness. I want newness. That's what I'm seeing. I think you might have an idea in your mind of literally traveling, or moving completely out of where you are and into a new realm, into a new place, and into a new space inside your head as well. Okay, I hope this is going to make sense, but I think that's what you need to do to a certain extent, to build yourself up, to build a new world up for yourself. Sometimes you need to break things down first to be able to enable you to do that, if that makes sense. You've kind of built up a structure around yourself of people and things. Maybe you've got a job and maybe it's all fine, but it's not satisfying. So you're going to have to drop all that down, knock all the walls down, everything down, and start all over again, maybe as a beginner. That's what I'm seeing. Yeah, this is reminding me of something I've been through. I've created art all my life, and as you develop your work, you end up with a kind of a specific style. A lot of the time you do anyway. And for a few years ago, I decided that I'd apply for quite a prestigious art school, and the work that they were producing, it just blew me away when I saw it. It really blew me away. It was amazing. And this art school was based in a major city where I had access to the biggest museums, and some of the art that these students made were on comparison to what I was seeing in these museums, if not better. It was really, really, really amazing. And because it was so amazing, I just wanted to get into this course. I just wanted to do this, and I just wanted to let everything I'd learned so far, everything I'd experienced, I wanted all of that to be broken down and removed so that I could start all over again as a blank slate and just let them teach me all over again. Artistically, that's what I wanted. It was like, forget everything I've done. Forget it all. Go back to the start. I want to be taught from point blank again. Now, in doing this, I knew that I was putting myself up for a lot of problems as well, because if I did this, if I entered this school, I would have had to travel, and I would have had to have made some really big personal changes in my life as well to enable me to do this. Okay, so what I'm seeing is around this is, if you're going to have this big change, and if you really do want this, if you really do, and I think you do have some things holding you back outside of you and inside of yourself as well. But a lot of it is outside of you. And you're going to have to break down a lot of things and start all over again. Now, I hate to say this, and I'll probably have a lot of cross-watchers angry with me, but I think this person, I think this love connection that I'm seeing, they might be holding you back, actually. Now, I don't think they mean to, and I'm not necessarily saying separate or don't be around them. I'm not saying any of that. I just think about this. Just think about this, because I think they are restricting you, and yeah, that's the feeling I'm getting here, is that you're being restricted by this person. Now, so if you do want to make this change, this really big change, there are some other things, maybe even some other people who you're probably going to have to get out of your way as well. But I'm not saying necessarily break up, do this, wreck everything in your life. I'm not saying that. But you are going to have a very deep think about all of this, whether you want to remain comfortable in this life that isn't quite right for you. It's not terrible, but it's not what you truly want. or if you're going to really go for this and kind of break everything up to make yourself go forward. That's what I'm seeing. I really hope that makes sense with you, because I really get the feeling that someone needs to hear those messages. Okay, so the first card you have your presence, the Fool. Yeah, look at this. This is illustrating exactly what I was talking about. Look at this Fool. He wants to go off. He wants to go in this new direction. He wants adventure. He wants to explore. He wants to explore his full potential. And of course, if you explore, if you go off and do these things, these big, bold things, there are going to be failures. There are going to be disappointments. And you know that's a part of your growth. You don't mind that. And I know it sounds like I'm being really horrible here, and I don't mean to be, I really don't. But what I'm saying is, and what I'm seeing is, your partner isn't on the same level as you in terms of, I'm not saying they're not as deep as you, but what I am saying is, they're not willing to open themselves up and push themselves to get past where they feel they are now. And you want to do that yourself. So it's like you're on a racing track and you're kind of racing ahead of them. You're willing to be pushed over. You're willing to fall over on this track. You're willing to be knocked over. You're willing to hurt yourself. You don't care. You just want to push forward. You want this better thing that's down at the end of this track, the reward. And they're like, well, everything's okay the way it is. I'm fine. I'll just sit on the sidelines. That's the difference between you. So, yeah. Okay, I probably shouldn't say this once again. I keep on seeing this. I have to say this. They are holding you back a bit. Maybe you need to walk away. So again, things might change. I don't know. But at the moment, I think you're right on the edge of this change. And, if you miss out on this growth, this internal growth and this external growth, I think it'd be really sad for you. And I think you'd go along the rest of your life kind of plodding along. Everything's fine, but it's not enough. It's not enough. That's what I'm seeing. I'm really sorry, cross watchers. I'm really sorry, everyone who's angry with me. I have to say what I'm seeing. Okay, so the next card you have your presence, the Seven of Swords. Yes. Okay, so yeah, this is the horrible, lying, cheating, stealing card. Now, I don't think they're bad for you in this way. They're not like that at all. They're a decent person. So, someone in your past definitely was. Someone in your past was like this Seven of Swords. They took from you in a lot of ways. And, there's no way you'll accept anyone like that around you ever, ever again. You have this big, huge, Eiffel Tower-sized radar on top of your head, watching out for any of these kinds of people. You're not letting any of them near you ever again. So yeah, you haven't chosen a bad person. They're not a bad person, but they don't stretch you intellectually, and they won't let you stretch them. I hope that makes sense. I know that sounds a bit strange, but I hope you know what I mean. The other thing I'm seeing here, excuse me, my cough. The other thing I'm seeing is, okay, this is going to sound a bit strange as well, and it's probably going to annoy some people, but I have to say this. If this is resonating, and if you are single, or if you're in a rocky relationship or situation, or an unsure situation right now, I'm seeing someone new coming into your life. Now, I don't normally say dates and times. I don't like to do that, but I'm seeing November or December here. And I'm seeing someone who might come from, maybe they come from a different country or from a different culture to you. Now, I'm not just saying that because I was seeing moving or traveling. This is a completely separate thing from that. I don't know where you'll be when they come into your life, but I'm seeing this really, really clearly, and I'm seeing a lot of passion around them as well, and they're going to have a lot of passion for you. That's what I'm seeing in that card. Okay, so the last card you have your presence, the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, okay, this is why this is so hard. This is really difficult. I hate seeing this. Okay, so this partner of yours, or whoever this is, if you're in a relationship with this person who I'm seeing all over this reading, they care for you. They do care for you. They admire you. I hate to say this about them, I really do, because they look up to you as well in a lot of ways. But obviously this knight's not moving. He's not moving. So again, I'm not seeing someone who's willing to push themselves, to grapple with difficult things, to go along with you. And, you know, they seem like a decent person. They're stable, they're content. But the thing is, you're not content. You're not content to just stay as you are day after day. You're strong, you're stable, you're earth, you're down to earth. You're not chasing a silly dream here. You're putting a lot of thought into this. But where you are in life, it's not enough for you. It's not where you want to be. Yeah, I don't know what else to say really here. I just hope this can be resolved in the best way that it can. And I hope no one's hurt, or at least the hurt's minimized if you do decide to move on. But of course, free will, everything's up to you. I can only tell you what I'm seeing here. Okay, so the first card you have your future is the Ace of Pentacles. Fantastic. Oh, I'm glad I'm seeing this card. So yeah, you definitely have some opportunities in front of you. And, you might take this person with you. I don't know. It's up to you. You might decide to get your deep conversations from somewhere else. I don't know. A lot of people do that. It's all completely up to you. But again, I have to tell you what I'm seeing. Now, the path to where you want to go, to where you ultimately want to go, the path that leads you toward what you want, what you're ultimately looking for. Look at the path on this card. It's a neat path. The grass is trimmed. There's a neat hedge here. Someone's trimmed this. So it's going to take time, and it's going to take a lot of organizing and kind of sorting out a lot of detail and things like that to get you to where you want to go. So you have a big process ahead of you. You have a lot of deep thinking ahead of you, and you have a lot of organizing ahead of you. I'm stumbling my words. I'm sorry about that. I'm just really worried about this poor person. So, okay, I'm also seeing a lot of paperwork sitting in front of you. I'm seeing some forms, things like that. I'm also seeing you having to wait for a while to kind of save up some extra money as well, because I think this process is probably going to cost you a little bit more than you first thought it would. So yeah, there's a lot to process. There's a lot of waiting as well. There's a lot to do as well. And I think as you go through this, I think you'll be forced to do some pretty serious thinking, and I think you'll probably make up your mind in the end about this person. So yeah, it's going to take time. You have this card, the stable card, and you also have the Knight of Pentacles, which is a slow card, obviously. But yeah, I think this is telling you that this journey and following what you want to do, it's definitely going to be worth it. Whatever sacrifices you have to make, it's going to be worth it. I'm seeing success here. And I'm seeing inner success, and I'm also seeing financial success, obviously, with this card. So, yeah, the next card you have your future is the Moon. Okay, so, yeah, this is a bit specific again. I think this is about this person who you're protecting, taking care of, this person in the Four of Swords. And I think something's going to come out around this situation. I think something's going to be revealed. And whatever this is, yeah, I think it's going to make you even more sure of yourself and your instincts, which is a really good thing, because you always should follow your instincts. So obviously this has been quite a sad situation. Someone's been hurt, and I was even seeing the possibility of bullying here. So yeah, there's some kind of meeting, and I think you're either going to be at this meeting, or you might hear about what happens in this meeting. And that's when this extra information is going to come out. And yeah, it's just going to confirm everything for you. This is evidence. This is evidence that, they're telling the truth. And you always known this all along. You know that they're telling the truth. So, if you look at this card, this lobster's coming out of the water, and he's gradually moving up toward these watchtowers. Now, if you're up in a watchtower, obviously, you can look down and you can see everything, which is the whole point of a watchtower, obviously. So, yeah, this is when you're going to be able to see and know about just about everything that's happened in this situation. You're going to know what's happened to this person, what everyone said, the whole situation. And I think you're going to realize your instincts were 100% correct. And so that's what I'm seeing. It's just going to confirm all of this for you. And also, I think with the Moon card, it can be about stress inside your head, sometimes depression, inner problems, emotional problems. So yeah, again, in this card, I think they're still going to need a lot more care, a lot more nurturing from you. So you're going to have to continue to take care of this person as well. So yeah, there's a lot in that. So the last card you have, you features the Lovers. Okay, so yeah, again, I don't mean to keep on seeing this, but obviously someone needs to hear this message. Okay, and I'm going to be in trouble again. People are not going to like this, but I have to say this card's about choices. And not always, but that's what I'm seeing here. So yeah, I think you're eventually going to have to make a choice about this person you're with. And I know this is going to sound horrible, but this is what I keep on seeing. They do look up to you, and I think, they're not going to want to lose you. That's what I'm seeing. So whatever choice you make, it's not going to be an easy one. Look at this man. He's looking over to the woman, but she's looking up at the angel. She's thinking about raising herself up. She's thinking about higher things. She's thinking about where she aspires to go, what she wants to do. And obviously this is about, the Garden of Eden, where Eve, I'm saying Eve because I'm saying Eden. Eve was supposed to have been, tempted. So I think this is telling you not to let things or people hold you back, because I think you're going to be tempted to do that, to kind of, because the life that you're in is actually quite comfortable where you are. It's not perfect, but you're kind of, okay, everything's fine. It's not too bad. This is telling you to keep on looking to these higher things that you aspire to do. They're not easy to achieve. They're not easy to do. But that's where you're going to be a lot more satisfied in the long run. That's what this is telling you. Now, again, of course, this is all up to you. You have free will. You don't have to do any of these things. It might not even resonate with you. If it does, fantastic. But there are a lot of messages about this all over this reading, about this person that's holding you back, even though they don't mean to. That's what's happening. So if any of this resonates at all, you have got a lot to think about, and you do have a lot of choices to make. That's what I'm seeing. So Taurus, I don't know whether I should say I hope this resonated. I don't know, so I won't say anything. But yeah, as you know, general readings can't always resonate with every single person. But again, if you liked this reading, which you probably didn't, I don't know, maybe cross-watchers probably didn't, but like, subscribe, leave a comment if you'd like to, a nice one please, and thank you so much for watching.